All right, today we're going to dive into a pretty bold claim from a popular online video. The idea that one of the most powerful rifles out there, the Barrett .50 BMG, is something every civilian group should have. So, let's walk through the case they make.
And boom, there it is. The source doesn't mince words, does it? This is the central claim, stated as plainly as it gets. Their entire premise is built on this one powerful idea. So, what's the reasoning behind it?
Okay, the first and probably most important point they make is that we need to completely redefine what this weapon actually is. Most people look at it and immediately think sniper rifle, but the argument is that its real purpose is something else entirely.
It's an anti-materiel rifle. And look, that's not just a fancy word. This definition is the absolute foundation of their whole argument. It's a tool built specifically to destroy equipment.
And this really lays out the difference perfectly, doesn't it? The source hammers this home. An anti-materiel rifle is for taking on things like vehicles, generators, stuff like that. A sniper rifle, on the other hand, is all about that high-precision targeting of personnel. We're talking about two very different tools for two very different jobs. So that brings up a huge question, right? How in the world can anyone actually handle a rifle this powerful? Well, the source breaks down the really fascinating engineering that makes the .50 BMG controllable. First off, you gotta understand that it's recoil operated, and that's a key detail. A lot of common rifles use gas from the fired bullet to make the gun cycle. Not this one. The Barrett uses the raw force of the recoil itself, and that design is fundamental to how it manages all that incredible energy.
And this shows you how the whole system works together. It's not just one feature, it's a four-stage process. First, that huge muzzle brake actually pulls the rifle forward. Then, the barrel and the bolt move backward together, absorbing a ton of energy. Third, the rifle's own 30-pound weight just soaks up force. And finally, a hydraulic buffer in the stock catches whatever is left. It's that combination that really tames the beast.
But the rifle is really only half the story here. The .50 BMG round itself is so massive it can carry its own payload. The source talks about specialized rounds like the Raufoss, which are armor-piercing, incendiary, and explosive, all in one package. This is what gives the platform its true anti-materiel punch.
And just to hammer home the point, this isn't some kind of surgeon's scalpel. Its typical accuracy with standard military ammo is about 3 to 5 MOA. Now, for perspective, a true precision sniper rifle is aiming for 1 MOA, or even less. This is a tool for hitting big targets, like the engine block of a truck.
But all that power comes with some pretty serious trade-offs. The source is very clear that owning this rifle is one thing, but operating it effectively, well, that's a whole other challenge.
I absolutely love this quote from the source. It really highlights that it's not just the machine that needs to be conditioned. The shooter has to physically get used to the immense concussion and overpressure that's blasting out of that muzzle brake. It's a full-body experience you have to adapt to.
And here's a perfect picture of that trade-off. That same muzzle brake that makes the rifle controllable for the shooter also kicks up a massive cloud of dust, instantly giving away your position. It's a paradox, right? The very thing that helps you control all that power also announces it to everyone for miles around.
So, using this thing effectively isn't just a simple point-and-shoot deal. It's a whole system. The presentation shows that it demands proper technique. You absolutely need a spotter to call your impacts because the gun moves so much, and you have to be willing to haul a 30-plus pound rifle system around. It's a serious commitment. And that brings us to the final conclusion they present. Despite the weight, the signature, and the steep learning curve, the argument is that this rifle is such an effective and proven anti-vehicle system that it becomes a critical capability for any prepared group of civilians to have in their toolkit.
So, after breaking down all the mechanics, the purpose, and the practical realities laid out in the source material, we're left with a much bigger question to think about. What really is the role of this level of military-grade power when it's in the hands of civilians?